Hey guys, Will here again, back with another battle report. Tonight, taking a bit of a change of pace, been running my Marines a lot lately, giving them a break while I paint up some new models, so I brought my Necrons back out. Not played these guys since September when they finished in the top 10 at the COG Old School tournament. And for their first battle, I'll be taking on Sam's Genestealer Cult. Genestealers have always tended to give me a bit of an arse kicking in the past, unless I've been running my Elder, so it'll be interesting to see how the Necrons do. We're doing 1850 points here, because Sam may be going to an 1850 point tournament soon, so he's wanting to try out the Genestealers at that level. But anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at the armies. So swinging over here, we've got my 1850 points Necron. It's a Decurion detachment plus a small combined arms. So my combined arms force first has got my converted Orican the Diviner, and he's running with just 2 troops choices, both squads of 10 Necron warriors. And the rest of it is my my Decurion force. So I've got my my core formation, just 2 squads of Necron warriors, 10 and 13 respectively. The 13 have got a Night Scythe. Then I've got a unit of Immortals, a unit of Lich Guard with shields and swords. They'll be running in a second Night Scythe. And then I've got my Overlord here. He's got War Scythe and Resurrection Orb and Phylactery. No, not Phylactery, Phase Shifter. And then a unit of 4 Tomb Blades with the 3+ armor save. And then to finish off, got my auxiliary detachment, the Canoptic Harvest. So got 6 Wraiths, just stock using the old school models there. Single Canoptic Spider with a twin link particle caster, particle beamer, particle cannon, whatever that gun is, the particle one with the pie plate. And then 3 Scarabs just to finish out the formation. So that is 1850 points of Necrons.
Right then, here's my 1850 cult of 1850 points of Genestealer Cult. So it's a cult insurrection. Leading off, I've got a Magus, level 2. He got Mass Hypnosis, Psychic Stimulus, and Psionic Blast. So that's him. Then I got the First Curse, another command option, so that's 20 Genestealers and a Patriarch. The Patriarch rolled up Psychic Stimulus again, Mind Control, and has Mass Hypnosis. The bonus for the Genestealers is they get to have Assault Grenades, effectively. And my Warlord trait was I can discard 2 cards, active tactical objectives, while the Patriarch's alive. So that's the command options I've got. So my core formation will be the Brood Cycle. So that's led by an Icon Ward. There, he's stock standard. I've got 5 Metamorphs standard, 5 Acolytes standard, 2 more units of 5 Acolytes with 1 Demo Charge and 4 Hand Flamers, a unit of 5 Pure Strain with Scything Talons, a single Rock Grinder with a Clearance Incinerator, and then 2 units of Neophytes in Chimeras. The Chimeras are stock Mighty Laser Heavy Bolter. Neophytes, 2 have Grenade Launchers, 1 has Grenade Launcher in those squads. And that basically makes up my core. And then for an auxiliary, I've got a single Leman Russ, just because. That's has the 4-shot autocannon and all heavy bolters. And then I've got Subterranean Assault. So that's led by my Primus. And I've got 10 Metamorphs, 9 have Claws, then there's a Leader with Bone Sword and a Whip. I got 10 Acolytes, Leader with a Bone Sword, 10 Standard Acolytes, and then 10 more Acolytes with Leader with Bone Sword. So that makes up my 1850. I would like to drop the Leaders in the Subterranean Assault for more models, because they're like 30 points each, so I could get another unit 10 in probably, but I don't have those models yet. So yeah, on to deployment.
So we rolled up mission 1, Cleanse and Control, so it's going to be 3 objectives per turn, each Vanguard strike deployment, pretty basic mission. I won the roll off to go first, and absolutely was going to go first, because yeah, you need as many turns of shooting as you can get against the Gene Cult. Not really knowing where they'd be and what my objective was, I fairly much spread out warriors, wraiths, obviously the spider sticking close to the wraiths, warriors taking up defensive positions in the woods, immortals further back because they've got fairly decent range on there, and then the Tomb Blades hiding behind the woods. Obviously both Knight Scythes are in reserve, and Orican is going with the Lich Guard and the Overlord. I also reserved the Scarabs because they're a tax unit and I just don't want them to give up first blood. Then Sam deployed his 2 units, an empty Rock Grinder and a Leman Russ, and everything else Cult ambushed. So as you can see, there's a lot of Genestealers coming on all over the place. The key ones to note are this squad here rolled a 5, so they had a chance to shoot, managed to do 6 wounds to the Immortals, but saved them all. These guys over there can charge on the first turn, what are they, Acolytes. These Acolytes can also charge on the first turn, as can these Acolytes. I've got potentially 3 first turn charges if I don't counter them. And then the big Metamorph units are... Also, the Metamorph units are there and there, with his Magus there and his Primus in there. Icon Ward is in the Chimera, with the Neophyte squad, second Neophyte squad in there. Let's see, this squad also got a round of shooting and managed to kill 1 Necron warrior, so thankfully the free shooting he got in deployment from the Cult ambush didn't cost me too much, but I'm a little bit worried about those first turn charges. But with first turn I should be able to counter them unless he seizes the initiative again. Can't see what that was. It's a 2, so the initiative's not been stolen. Here we go with Necron turn 1. So, having first turn against Sam's Genestealer Cult is vital, and I was determined to make the most of it. My objectives were issue a challenge, secure objective 3, and psychological warfare. That one was the only one I realistically had a chance to do, because objective 3 was all the way over there. So, where did we do? Well, these warriors came down here and shot the rearmost Acolyte squad there of 5 guys, causing 4 casualties, and leaving the last one running away. And then the Wraith slammed into the bigger 10-man Acolyte unit, and actually had a really good combat. I expected them to win. I didn't expect them to win by a massacre for no casualties. I think Sam got a little bit diced there, but the combat was really an inevitable result. Spider obviously moved up, trying to stay close to the Wraiths to continue to give them reanimation protocol. Now over here was a bit more of a mess of Genestealers coming my way. These guys pulled back a little bit and shot for the squad in the woods, only killed 1. The Spider fired for the Acolyte squad in the middle that was at the front of the Aegis line and killed again 1. These warriors fired for them, killed another 2, and the remainder scurried off, so that's 2 points for... 2 units failed their leadership. Unfortunately, I actually was kind of hoping these guys wouldn't completely wipe out the squad and they'd run, giving me a chance for 3 points on psychological warfare, but alas, 'twas not to be this turn. Tomb Blades pulled back from the first curse, although they can't charge this turn. It was don't want to be nearby when they can charge. And the Immortals again stepped back from the first curse, turned around and wiped out the Acolyte squad behind them. So not a bad first turn actually. 4 Genestealer squads either broken or dead. First blood and a kill point, a victory point for psychological warfare. But yeah, that's that, and now we face the Genestealer's retribution as we go into the first Genestealer turn. So this turn the Genestealers needed to secure Objective 6, which was over there by the Leman Russ. Objective 3, which was another one in the backfield, and then had psychological warfare. And then obviously he wanted to get off what charges he could. So this was the only unit left alive that could charge. The guy there actually used Return to the Shadows, as did the squad that were fleeing there. So these guys charged the Necron warriors and wiped them out for no casualties, very much as expected. But the rest of his turn was a little bit ineffective. He had a lot of shooting to do, but it all just tended to ping off the Necrons. Managed to kill 1 down here with the Torrent Heavy Flamer from the Rock Grinder, and put a wound on the Canoptic Spider. But it took 2 Chimeras and a Leman Russ to do that 1 wound. I say the dice let him down a bit, but you know, Necrons are just that hard to kill. So points wise he scored objectives 3 and 6. and yeah, wiped out that squad of Necrons. Next turn, obviously these guys will be able to charge, as will all of this. So the game could be about to swing in the Genestealer's favour, but first got to roll for my reserves. Bear in mind that these are at -1 because of the Genestealer Cult special rule. So we've got my Knight Scythe with Necron Warriors in it. Is a 4, yep, so that comes on. My Knight Scythe with my Lich Guard and Oracan and my Warlord is a 4. And my Scarabs get a 3, so both Knight Scythes are coming on. Here we go with Necron turn 2. So starting the second turn with 3 objectives, 5, 3 and 4, so all about getting where I need to go and getting the Necrons off, the Genestealers off where I need to go. So this Knight Scythe swooped in here and deployed its cargo of warriors, giving them fire options on either the Rock Grinder or the Acolyte squad there. Other one went into the backfield as far as it could go, and dropped out the Lich Guard. I was going for objective 3 with them, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get there. The disembark and the run just wasn't quite enough, so yeah, that one's fallen short. The Knight Scythe then put 5 penetrating hits on the Chimera, but thanks to his good save and a little bit of luck, only did a single hull point, but that's not too bad. Over here, the Warriors and the Tombblades pulled back and fired at that squad, killed a few of them, but nowhere near as many as I would have needed to stop them getting the assault next turn. In fact, I think all 3 of these units could be dead once the Genestealers get to charge next turn. But over here things went better. The combined firepower of this squad here and that squad there wiped out the squad that were the Acolytes that were in here, which freed up the Wraiths to charge the Rock Grinder and wreck that. So not a bad little turn. Points wise, I managed to nab objective 5 with these guys and objective 4 with these guys, giving me 2 points, bringing me up to 4 points as we head into the second Genestealer turn. So turn 2 was the turn the Genestealers finally started to hit combat en masse. But he started with a bit of shooting. The Lehman Russ blew up or killed the Tomb Spider, Canoptic Spider, whatever it's called. That is dead and buried, which is a shame because that means no more Feel No Pain for my Wraiths. He also brought back on this unit of Acolytes who had gone from 1 guy to 4. And, oh, hang on, my camera's caught on the thing, there we go. Yeah, and this squad which had gone back all the way up to 5 and were able to charge this turn. The rest of his shooting was relatively ineffective other than the death of the spider, but then combat was, yeah, oof, interesting. So the warriors that were in here got charged by these Acolytes and these Genestealers, and as you can see they were wiped out with minimal if any casualties. Over here the first curse charged the Immortals, killed enough of them to make them flee for no casualties in return, although they did lose 2 on the Overwatch. And these Acolytes had a bit of a tough time of it, didn't actually manage to kill any of the Tombblades, although I think they'd killed 1 with shooting earlier in the turn, and then the Tombblades didn't kill any of them, so that combat's going to grind on for another turn. He made a little bit of a mistake moving his Genestealers here. After they massacred out of combat, consolidated, they moved back too far and out of range of objective 2, which would have been an easy take, but yeah, just a little bit of bad play there, but no worries. Still got his Magus in the middle there, holding that objective. And then over here was the big fight. The 10-man unit of Metamorphs, backed up by the Primus, charged into the Lich Guard. He did 23 wounds to my Lich Guard, and I saved them all, thanks to shields and reanimation and +1 to reanimation, and then the Resurrection Orb which I used. I managed to lose not a single model. Killed his leader in a challenge with my Overlord and sent the rest of the squad scurrying away. So yeah, a very solid victory there for the Necrons, but I have to say that was lucky. I really was expecting to lose a few guys there, but yeah, oof. Good times. Anyway, points wise, he scored a point for issuing a challenge. and discarded another objective, which was demolition, leaving him with just secure objective 2 to hold for next turn. As we head into the third Necron turn, got a couple of things to roll for. Do my Scarabs turn up? Yes, they do. And does Orican empower on a 1 or a 2? No, Orican doesn't empower this turn. But here we go with Necron, turn 3. So this turn I drew demolition, which is obviously getting discarded straight away, and secure objective 2, still holding objective 3. Swinging across the board, objective 2 I really didn't have anything to get to. The only thing around here that mattered was the ongoing combat with the Tomb Blades and the Acolytes. They killed one Tomb Blade, but the Tomb Blades held. Over here, this squad pushed up to shoot the guys, the Neophytes, Acolytes, behind the cover there that had come back on last turn. Killed 4 of them, and it was up to one of the Night Scythes to finish them off. Other Night Scythe shot for the Chimera, but failed to do any notable damage thanks to some bad hit rolls and good cover save there for the Chimera. But that was finished off in combat by the Lich Guard, and the Overlord smashed that, but unfortunately wasn't able to claim objective 3 because the Neophytes that got out were not pinned and so could still contest. Other than that, the Wraith swooped across the middle of the board like whoosh and wiped out all of the Acolytes in the middle. No, they were Metamorphs, weren't they? Wiped out all the Metamorphs. Did lose a Wraith and take another wound on the way in, but the Magus held after combat, which is good because that means the Wraiths are still sticking around there. They're not going to get shot by the Chimera. So on the whole, not a bad... Oh, and these guys shot for the Genestealers, killed just the one. So unfortunately didn't score anything, but going to discard demolition. Still in the lead, and taking a nice chunk out of the Genestealer army, but it's still close enough that it's going to be a tough one to call. Anyway, let's see what happens on the third Genestealer turn. So Sam's big objective this turn was to claim rightful dominion, which was worth D3 if he could force one of my units off an objective, and he did just that. The Lehman Russ repositioned itself to get a line of sight, albeit one with a cover save, on the this warrior squad that were holding objective 4. Killed just enough to get them off the objective, and then this Chimera went flat out to claim it. So that was D3, and he actually got 3 for that, so that's going to bring him into the lead. The rest of his turn wasn't quite so effective. The first curse swept across and wiped out those 2 Tomb Blades, but that was to be expected. And over here, the Acolytes and Metamorphs shot for the Lich Guard, but have still failed to scratch them. In the middle, the Genestealers and this Acolyte unit charged into the Lich Guard that were locked in with the Magus. Killed 1.5 Lich Guard, not Lich Guard, sorry, Wraiths. Killed another one of those, so down to just 3. But I did kill Genestealer and the Magos in return, so we lost the combat, but we're fearless, so quite frankly we don't care, we're going to stick around. He also scored another objective this turn, secure objective 2, giving him a 4-point turn and bringing the Genestealers into a solid lead. But here we go with the 4th Necron turn. I remembered last turn I actually forgot to move my Scarabs on, and I still need to roll for empowering Orican. Orican has empowered. Here we go with Necron turn 4. So this turn my objectives, 2 copies of 2 and 1 of 3, and 2 just was not going to happen over here with nothing really nearby to claim it. Objective 3 on the other hand was more of a simple affair. The Lich Guard and the Overlord charged into the Metamorphs that were there. Lost 2 Lich Guard on the way in, but did wipe the whole unit out, including the Primus. Orican incidentally left the unit to go and fight the Neophytes that come out of the Chimera last turn, and killed 4 of them for no response, but they managed to hold. And the other combat of significance was the Lich Guard, the Wraiths, carrying on slugging out against the Genestealers and the Acolytes. Killed 1 more Genestealer, and 1 Acolyte for 1 casualty in return, so 1 by 1. The Acolytes fled, but the Genestealer held. And then down here in the shooting phase, the Chimera was wrecked by the combined efforts of these 2 squads of warriors, and the one Night Scythe that stayed on the board, the other one flew off killed 3 of the first curse. Other than that, my scarabs actually remembered to bring them on this turn. I'm just running them up the flank with a hope that they might get into his deployment zone by the end of the game and score me a line breaker if the other unit over there doesn't. So alas, only a single point scored that turn, and I'm going to discard a copy of Secure Objective 2. So I think he's still in the lead, but on the table it's pretty darn close on casualties and strength. Anyway, here we go with the Necron 5th, sorry, the Genestealer 5th and potentially final turn. Apologies, I meant Genestealer 4th turn, it's only turn 4. So at the start of the 4th turn, Sam seriously considered picking the first curse up and putting them into ongoing reserves, but then he realised he had a psychic power that would allow them to run and charge in the same turn, so came all the way from over here and ran charged into the Necron Wraiths and just wiped them out. It was just enough wounds in the end to kill me before I got to strike back, but yeah, Wraiths completely gone there. Other than that, not a great deal happened. These guys snap-fired off and killed 1 warrior. The Lehman Rush shot for the Overlord's unit, but didn't do any lasting damage. And Orican finished off that little combat there. But points-wise, that scores him Secure Objective 1, which is somewhere. It's that in there for killing the Wraiths. It's got that. And also Recon, because all the objectives have been captured at some point this game. So, yeah, he's pulling out a little bit of a lead on points, but, yeah, I may be able to tighten the noose with my Death Star unit and my warriors. But, yeah, it's certainly not over yet. Let's see what happens in the 5th Necron turn. So this turn, as well as Secure Objective 2, I've got Objective 1 and Kingslayer, which meant I needed to deal with the first curse if I was going to have any chance of pulling out the win. So, everything shoots the first curse. This squad and this squad both moved up and shot them. The night side that was here moved off the board, but the other one from ongoing reserves came back on, and Orican rejoined the Lich Guard to line up a charge on them. We are just at the end of the shooting phase now, and the first curse has been reduced down to 3 Genestealers in the Patriarch. That are the Genestealers from the other squad that were there. And yeah, so that was pretty darn effective. But we need to get this charge off. Orican and his unit need an 8 to get through. If I can do this, I may well have a chance to win this. And it's a 6! Charge failed! Charge failed! So that ends the turn with me not scoring anything. Going to discard Objective 2 and move on to the 5th Genestealer turn. So, turn 5 started with that cheeky first curse going back into ongoing reserves. So no chance for me to get Kingslayer next turn because they're buggered off the board. So yeah, not impressed there. The Lehman Russ decided it was time to stop those Scarabs scoring Linebreaker, and yep, they're dead. And down here, this unit of Acolytes moved up to score Objective 4 and also killed about half this Necron Warrior squad with some lucky shooting. Other than that, this squad popped back from ongoing reserves to hide in the woods, and this Necron Warrior squad in the wood were charged by another unit of Acolytes. 4 guys in there, managed to score 4 hits with my Overwatch shooting, all of which wounded. So yeah, bye-bye Acolytes. But I think Sam has a pretty solid lead, and this should be, or could be, the final turn of the game. Let's see if we carry on. It's a 2, game's over, so we're going to count up, but I'm pretty sure that's a Genestealer win. Good game, mate. Okay, so after it looked like the Necrons had it at the start, in the end the Genestealers pull it back 12-6, so well done, Sam.
Yeah, it's a pretty good run. So just had mostly board domination, I guess.
Yeah, the manoeuvrability of the Genestealers just ran through in the end as you were able to claim the objectives.
I think I had better cards than you generally as well. So.
I had a lot of hard to score or duff cards.
And I think a lot of the time you were thinking, oh, how can I kill XYZ units?
Yeah.
Where I was thinking, how can I score objectives?
Well, I just didn't have a way once my bikes kind of got pinned down, and they were my wraiths were too busy needing to kill stuff because they're my real killie to go and be fast objective grabbers. But hey, it was fun.
So come turn 2, I was really demoralised. Just like, after my turn 2, doing 25 wounds to your Lich Guard and not killing one model.
Yeah, that was...
not even a single wound going through, and it's just like, really? How am I supposed to win this? It's just like, well, yeah, you know, I've taken 80 models off the board.
But the ones ones left on grab the objectives, so you know, that's the way it goes. I think another couple of turns, maybe I'm going to grind you down and grind out a win.
If it got to turn 7, I probably would have put the Patriarch in the corner somewhere where you couldn't get him.
Yeah, because he was worth a lot of points at that point, and that failed charge may not have changed the outcome of the game, but it's certainly...
well, it was a 4-point swing, so even if you'd got all 4 points from it, you would have only been at 10.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, that's true, so maybe not, but yeah, it would have certainly made it a much closer game if I'd got that and given me a chance going forward to 6 and 7. But yeah...
that's how the dice roll sometimes. Not a bad game. It's just when I finally actually get into you, you seem to die. Not like casualties, you'd probably just run away because I broke so many.
Yeah.
But shooting was just devastating the first few turns. It's just like turn 1, I picked up 4 units.
Yeah.
Was it 4 units?
Yeah. Well, it was 2
2
wiped
running
out,
away.
2 running away, and 2 actually wiped out
Just
from
like,
shooting and assault. Yeah.
And then my turn 1, I did a wound. To a spider.
You killed a warrior as well.
And then you went on to kill another 10 acolytes, another the rock grinder. I was just like, Jesus, all I've killed is like 10 warriors.
But when you've got 100 models on the board, you can absorb those casualties.
Yeah.
And
where you just roll dice and they just disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good game. It was good fun.
Yeah, anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments what I need with my Necrons, because one thing I really like about doing this channel is people give me ideas, and sometimes they're things I'm already working on. Like, I had someone today say I needed to get Centurions, and actually last night I was assembling some Centurions. I just
about time
ran out of green paint, so yeah,
so
maybe a while before I get them.
Things for Christmas, so people can give you ideas. You'll get round to them in like 5 months.
At some point, you know, my painting backlog does feel a little bit like the way the Imperium works, where it's possible for a planetary relief force to turn up and find the planet's already gone, but you know, I get there in the end. So you know, but it is nice when people, you know, leave comments, so leave them in the comments section. What do you think I should do with my Necrons? Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you guys again soon.
Bye.
Bye.